Today on the show, we have lots of free rewards, items, and huge discounts for many different things in Red Dead Online. Welcome back to another episode of my weekly Buyer's Guide series, where we go in depth on all of these discounts for the week and do a full review on the most major discounts, and I'll give you my thoughts on what I think is worth picking up or not, so you don't waste any of your hard-earned money or gold. So if you enjoy this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on this video, and if you want to stay up to date and in the loop with everything Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, consider hitting that subscribe button with your bell notifications turned on. First, as always, let's talk about the free items and rewards you can get this week. Also, just a reminder, check the timestamps on the video playback bar if there's something specific you're looking for, because I have it all labeled quite clearly for you. You can make the most of your next excursion with a complimentary care package featuring 3 potent herbivore bait, 3 potent predator bait, and 3 special lake lures for all players, and those yet to answer Mother Nature's call can take 5 gold bars off the retail cost of the Naturalist sample kit, bringing the total cost of the Naturalist roll down to 20 gold bars this week. Sampling any legendary animal will also land you 100 sedative varmint rifle rounds and 5 animal revivers with which to sedate and rejuvenate your targets with. Now, in terms of some free coupons you can get this week, craft any item at Gus's store to get an offer good for half off any outfit below rank 15 for the Naturalist, and complete a round of Wildlife Photographer because you'll receive an offer for 40% off the cost of the advanced camera if you do so. Now, let's break down all of the major discounts and what is most worth buying this week. We can get 30% off the Novice and Promising Naturalist role items, for example, the Wilderness Camp. The Wilderness Camp is a nice feature for a player who doesn't want to run long distances in order to fast travel, or just ride back to camp to cook meats and craft tonics. When the Naturalist update released, this was a neat feature, but it wasn't a must-have for most players, especially if they were short on cash. But a recent addition to the Wilderness Camp that released with the Bounty Hunters expansion update and Outlaw Pass 4 was an upgrade for this Wilderness Camp so that you can fast travel from it as well. No more needing normal fast travel posts in order to get around the map fast. Just open up the weapon wheel, drop the camp, and you'll be fast traveling in literally 2 seconds. I'd say it's a total understatement to say that this may be one of the most useful additions to Red Dead Online so far to date. If you did not unlock this feature when Outlaw Pass 4 was still active, then buying the Wilderness Camp now won't have this feature unlocked. But if you haven't owned the Wilderness Camp until this point, but you did unlock the fast travel feature when OP4 was active, then if you decide to purchase the Wilderness Camp now, it will automatically come with this fast travel post unlocked for you to use. We also have discounts on the Gypsy Cob horses, but specifically the White Blagden and the Piebald coat variants. The Gypsy Cob is a hardy, strong, and intelligent horse breed, distinctive for its thick mane, tail, and heavy feathering on the legs. Standing 14 to 15 hands high, they're highly sought after for their temperament and intuition. Originally bred from the Roman Gypsy to pull caravans throughout England and Ireland, they're a luxurious breed, fearless and powerful with great stamina. They have a 6 for the health bar out of 10, 5 for stamina, 2 for speed, and 2 for acceleration, and the Splash Bay and the Splash Piebald max level Naturalist variants will perform slightly better, but since these are super cheap even without the discount, you might as well try one of these out this week. We also have 30% off the Elephant Rifle. The Elephant deals 112.6 damage and has a limited range before it deals 0 damage. It's got low ammo reserves, poor accuracy, a poor fire rate, and a poor reload speed. All of this totaling up to be an impractical weapon for combat, either in PvE or PvP. Now, we also have 30% off Tonics at Harriet's shop. These are really the items that are like overpriced and ultra expensive for what they do, but if you're okay with trading some cash in exchange for some of these tonics to get some Naturalist role daily challenges done, then I would suggest that you actually buy some of these. Some of these include consuming 2 blending tonics, which you can chug back to back for the free gold, or consume 2 hardy tonics for that challenge, in which you need to be either too hot or too cold for the challenge to count as completed. The tonics themselves aren't super helpful. I'm sure some players use them, but I myself either charge the animal down on horse or on foot and kill them right away, or you can sedate and photograph an animal from a distance without really needing other tonics. And then when discussing the weight gain and weight loss tonics, I seriously don't think they're worth it, as it doesn't take long to actually just cook meats and eat those instead of paying tons of money to increase your weight or decrease your weight right away through the use of some of these tonics. Now, we also have 30% off all items in Gus's store, which means 30% off all trinkets in this game. I'll take some time to go in depth with these and discuss them with you. The Javelina Tusk trinket normally costs $500, but it's $350 this week with this week's discount. It takes one Javelina Tusk and one Elliston carved bracelet to craft, and the effect of it permanently increases the player's horse bonding rate by 10%. Yes, of course, bonding with your horse is important. While you're leveling up your horse from bonding rank 1 to 4, that's when you'll really see your horse become accustomed to you as a player. You understand what it's good at, when it gets scared, how to approach dangerous situations with either normal NPC enemies or enemies like predators, like bears, cougars, wolves, and even other legendary animals, now that those are added to the game. But with only a 10% boost in how you're actually increasing the bonding level of your horse, this trinket is far from special. Some players prefer to just cheese the leveling process by leading their horse around to accumulate the horse bonding points really fast, but I still prefer to just play the game, as the horse still levels up quite quick if you're taking it on missions and just overall playing the game like you did before. Once your horse's max bonding level, then what's the use of the trinket? The only uses it will be is if you continuously plan on buying more horses, if you want a little edge on ranking them up quicker. This trinket benefits you if you have it compared to not owning it, of course, but it certainly isn't going to transform your Red Dead Online gameplay in any significant way. Now, for the Snowy Egret trinket, it normally costs $800, but it's $560 with this week's discount, and it takes 3 Snowy Egret plumes and 1 Braxton Amethyst bracelet to craft. The effect of it permanently decreases the speed that the horse health and stamina cores drain by 10%. This is something as well that seems beneficial on the surface level, but at the end of the day, you will realize this trinket does not do much despite you spending the $560 on it. Don't get it confused with the health and stamina bars or the rings. If it was the health and stamina rings, that would be probably in my number 2 or number 1 spot for the best trinket, but because it really is just the cores, it's really not that special. Think of this as kind of like a weapon wrap for your horse. A weapon wrap decreases weapon degradation by 10%. It doesn't prevent it from happening, where eventually the trinket would pay for itself because you're spending so much money on gun oil or food for your horse. Nope, you just get a 10% prevention against health and stamina core drain rates. You'll still be buying tons of food and spending money on food for your horses, or spending lots of time picking carrots or other foods for your horse to eat over long periods of playtime. If you really want something special for your horse, buy the horse meal pamphlet to craft food that yields gold cores for your horse. That pamphlet costs $400, so it's half as much as the $800 you typically spend on basically buying this trinket. Next up, we have the Beaver Tooth trinket. It normally costs $795, but it's $556.50 with this week's discount, and it takes 2 beaver teeth and 1 Calumet turquoise earring to craft. And the effect of this pamphlet and the effect of this trinket permanently slows degradation for all weapons by 10%. Now, my first question with this is if it stacks with the weapon wraps, allowing you to potentially get 20% degradation prevention for your weapons. Even if that was the case, though, this trinket would still not be that special overall. You know, I was never personally a fan of the weapon wraps, but that's beside the point. This trinket either gives the players ability to have wraps on all their weapons without actually purchasing wraps, because the trinket gives that same 10% degradation prevention stat, which means it can ultimately save you some money instead of buying a wrap for every single one of your weapons. Or if you have the wraps purchased already, you can buy this trinket and see if it gives you an additional 10% boost. But if that really was the case, I feel like Rockstar would have actually mentioned that with this trinket and let you know as a player that that is an effect that you would get. But overall, the one special thing about this trinket, where I think this trinket really shines, is the fact that this trinket applies to all weapons, including pistols and revolvers, because you can't purchase a wrap for those weapons. You can only purchase wraps for long arm weapons like repeaters, rifles, and shotguns. So as a trinket, this kind of falls right in the middle in terms of value compared to other trinkets you can buy and the effect it adds to your overall Red Dead Online gameplay. Now, we also have the Ram Horn trinket, normally costing $550, but it's $385 this week. It takes 1 Bighorn horn and 1 Aubrey onyx ring, and the effect of the Ram Horn trinket means you can pick creeping thyme, oregano, and wild mint and yield 2 times more herbs. This is extremely useful, honestly. This saves you lots of time going around the Heartlands gathering these herbs to season your meats. Even if you have the stew pot at camp and all you make are special stews or superior stews like I do, it's good to have cooked seasoned meats in your satchel and inventory, because those cores wear off, of course, and eventually you'll return to camp to top them off again. But until then, eat a piece of meat to keep your health, stamina, and Deadeye cores golden, and this trinket requires much less work picking that mint, oregano, and thyme, and you'll definitely appreciate that. If it applied to all flowers, that would be great. Of course, maybe with the exception of like collectible flowers, I guess. You know, much less traveling for ginseng and crafting potent health cures would have been nice. But overall, I want to talk about what I think is one of the best trinkets you can purchase in Red Dead Online, and that is the Buck Antler trinket. It costs $775 normally, or $542.50 this week with a discount. It takes 1 buck antler and 1 mundane topaz necklace to craft, and the effect of this trinket means the player has a higher chance of receiving better quality pelts and skins from animals in perfect condition. Of course, everyone hunts in Red Dead Online. The trader role requires you to hunt and donate carcasses and animal pelts and skins to crypts at camp so you can eventually sell the goods at a later time, and then of course with the Naturalist role, you're going to be hunting lots of animals more. So overall, this trinket is very, very good. It probably is a 10% increase in better pelt chances that you can get from animals in this game. Rockstar seems to like capping trinket abilities to 10% to prevent the game from becoming too unbalanced, but even with that seemingly minuscule chance increase for better pelts and skins, the buck antler trinket is well worth it in terms of overall gameplay if you have the money for it. But with all of that said, we're gonna wrap things up right here. This was my official buyer's guide and in-depth review of all the best discounts for this week's update in Red Dead Online. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video today, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel and want to stay up to date with all the best Red Dead Online and Rockstar Games content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing we upload here on the channel. We consistently talk about updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks. We'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you also want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. You're more than welcome to ask many questions on there. You can follow me at Hazardous HDTV, and all of my social media links can be found in the description down below. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.